First of all, thank you so much for keeping time, and thank you for showing up to each and everyone that's on the call today. Welcome to the new members. You're most welcome. This is a monthly webinar series brought to you by Contivibe Media, and this is our 6th edition. We didn't have one last month, so that's why this is our 6th and not our 7th. Thank you so much for joining in. Those of you who are coming back for more, we are always happy to have you with us. Okay, so good evening, everyone. My name is Margaret Chiravo Namale, your host, and I work with a company called Kingdom Trading Limited, a distribution company for household essentials. We are the official distributors of your premium baby care brand, IWB Australia. I don't know if you have any parents on the call. If not, I think I should plug you at the end of the call. So thank you so much for joining in. Welcome to our 6th session of this series. This series is going to be running every month until December. And like I mentioned earlier, it happens every second last Thursday of the month. Yeah. And if you'd allow me, Contivibe Media, I don't know if any of you on the call have actually heard about Contivibe Media or know Contivibe Media, but those of you who don't, Contivibe Media is a creative digital content and media production company. We offer quite a range of services. Yeah, we were founded in 2019, and some of our services are photography, where our photography is tailored to events, corporate portraits, you name it, whichever it is, you need photography, we are your go-to people. We do live streaming and videography, both real-time and recorded. We also do production of documentaries, so don't hesitate. Are you an NGO out there, private company or public company? Do you want to do a personal documentary? We got you covered. We also cover event promotion content, digital and social media management, as well as graphic designs and creative visuals. So don't be stranded. You're looking for a team to do your branding and designs. We got you covered. So if you'd allow me, do a brief recap of our last session, which was our session 5. Our topic for discussion was building a high-performance sales system. And we had the amazing Mr. Lubama on the call. He was our guest speaker. From that call, we had quite a number of takeaways. I don't know if any of us on the call today was on that call as well. But if you weren't and you're here now, it's okay. I'll just take us through briefly. So from that call, we identified that sales is a process and not just an event. You know, different people treat sales differently, yeah? So for business growth comes from consistent lead generation, qualification, follow-ups, and conversions. So there is no such thing as luck when it comes to sales. So when you hear people telling you, I just got lucky, maybe they think they did because, again, it's a process. Probably someone was already engaging the customer, and by the time this person came in, they were ready to close the deal. So to them, it may actually seem like luck, but it's not luck, yeah? So you have to be consistently looking for new leads, and you also have to be identifying in the leads that you have which ones actually qualify. And then when you identify those that qualify, you have to follow up. And then definitely it's not a sale until you have closed, yeah? We were also told to focus on quality leads, yeah? Quality leads, where we categorize them differently. We have the hot leads, we have the warm leads, and then we also have the cold leads. So you need to dedicate more effort to those that are most likely to convert, because we know there are those that I wouldn't want to exactly say waste time, much as there are also those that waste time. But in most cases, you'll identify that at the point you're actually meeting this customer, probably they are not ready for your service. Maybe they've just spent on something and maybe there are no budgets at the moment. So it happens. You need to put your effort where you see that you're actually likely to get the conversions that you need. And then you need to follow up where revenue is made. Yeah. For most people, once they close the sale, that's it. But at the end of the day, you need to find out if whatever it is you give the customer, be it a product or a service, are they satisfied with what you offered? You need to find out what is their feedback. How can you help them get better, or how can they actually help you get better? Because it's a two-way street. Yeah. So most sales actually happen after multiple follow-ups, yet many businesses stop too early. So you need to have a structured follow-up plan. You know, it's not just as and when maybe you feel like. So because sales is not easy, but at the same time, it's also not hard. Yeah. Then we're also encouraged to sell solutions and not products. Understand your customers' needs, offer expert advice, and position yourself as a trusted consultant rather than just a sales person. So most people may not exactly know, or maybe they know and they choose to ignore. But at the end of the day, the customer wants to hear how your product or service is actually solving a problem for them. How is it helping them meet a certain need? So you don't have to always just come up selling your product, selling your service. You need to know your customer. And the best way to know your customer is through research. If you don't research, you're likely to miss out on a lot. You need to guide customers through the 5A journey. Mr. Lubama shared a journey, and what the 5A stands for. The first A is awareness, the second is appeal, the third is ask, the fourth is act, and the fifth, advocate. So this process or this journey is actually supposed to improve conversions and build long-term loyalty. Because from awareness, you then get to appeal. Because when you're creating awareness, people are getting to know about you, know about your product or whatever it is that you're offering out there. And then you appeal to them. So once there is that appeal of, okay, I've noticed you're solving this kind of problem, say, for example, in my line of work, what I offer is more or less peace of mind. And you may ask me how. When parents get quality diapers for their children, the children are sleeping well through the night. They are not getting diaper rashes. So the parent is not worried about how much they're going to have to spend when it comes to medical bills. Are they going to stay up in the night? No, because this is super absorbent. Yeah. So at the end of the day, the parent is sleeping peacefully and they are at peace. So what I sell is actually peace of mind and not the product. Yeah. So after you appeal to them, then there is the ask, and then you act on the ask, and then you advocate. Yeah. So we need to leverage digital sales channels. How? You have to use tools such as WhatsApp, mainly WhatsApp Business, because you're running a business. And then TikTok, email marketing, and social media. All these could be used to engage customers and then generate leads consistently. Because you may ask how on WhatsApp Business, there is a status. So you can be using the status updates to inform the people who are viewing or to inform your customers if you have a new product, if you have maybe a new service, or there is something you're changing. Is it your location? Is it your packaging? This is one of the ways you can actually communicate those changes. And then with WhatsApp Business, you have an option of creating a catalog. For those of you that are dealing with products, actually even the services, you can create a catalog. So when the parents, or because I deal with parents quite often, but when your customers actually come, they are able to identify what it is that you're doing, what it is you're dealing in, and what it is that they need from you. So by the time they are coming to you, they've already identified what they want. They've seen the price, and probably if you have your delivery timelines on there, they already know. So it's also saving you time. Same goes for TikTok, email marketing, and all your other social media platforms. always be clear when you're communicating and provide all the necessary information. And then we were also advised to track the right KPIs. So you need to measure lead generation, customer meetings, follow-ups, conversions, and referrals, not just the sales targets. So you realize for most of the people who are already in the sales, field, there is quite a number of tools out there that have come up that you can actually use to track all these. You don't have to do it the analog way of maybe you're moving around with a notebook. Yes, writing is good and it's actually okay, especially when you're having a meeting with a client. But then at the end of the day, you need to have a structure or a system that is going to help you track and monitor all these different activities. And we always have to keep our pipelines full. So continuous prospecting ensures a steady flow of opportunities and sustainable business growth. Say, for example, in a week, you want to close 5 new customers. You can't exactly just sit and have 5 prospects, because for those of you that know sales, you might actually end up with 0. So if you want 5 customers, you need to have a pool of more than actually 50 prospects, because some of them may be ready to buy, some may not be. So from that pool of 50, at the very worst, you could maybe land 6. Who knows, even 10. But if you're looking for 5 and then you only stick to 5, it's very likely that you may not get the desired outcome. And then we also talked about customer retention being as important as acquisition. So you need to measure your customer satisfaction using indicators like the Net Promoter Score, and also encourage referrals from satisfied customers. You need to always ask your customers, because once your customer is happy, they're actually going to talk about your brand, they're going to talk about your products and services to others. And that's the best, marketing you'll ever have, referrals. Personally, it has really, really worked for me in my line of business, my line of work, and the products that I deal in. One happy mother is going to bring me more 10 mothers. And if those 10 are happy, imagine they're also bringing 10 other mothers each. So always ensure your customers are satisfied, your customers are happy. And how do you do that? Always keep in touch with them, because you will never get feedback if you don't ask, and you never get referrals if you don't ask. So it is okay to ask. Even when you interact with a customer and they don't take your product there and then, it is okay to ask for a referral, because they may not be your customer today. However, they could actually have your customer today. So I don't know if we are together. I hope we are all listening in. I see the number is really growing. Thank you so much for joining in. And lastly, we talked about adopting a modern sales mindset. Businesses that combine structured sales processes with digital tools and consistency will outperform those relying on traditional selling alone. So we need to evolve. There is a lot of technology. AI has come into play. People, you don't have to fear AI. You just have to learn how to live with it, learn how to work with AI, learn how to leverage AI. And obviously, the one thing that maybe most people tend to, how should I phrase this? Leave out is AI is actually as good as you. And you may ask how? Because the input that you give it is going to show in the output. So garbage in, garbage out. There is a lot of information out there on YouTube, different courses online that can actually guide you and teach you on how to use AI for your different companies, for your different industries, and you really, really need to get on board with this. So don't shy away from AI. It's almost the new normal, really. So we all need to be on board with that. So that's our recap from the last session that we had. And if you'd let me dive into our topic today, as I also get to introduce our speaker today. Our topic for today is customer experience. Why businesses lose customers without knowing. I think we'll all agree there is quite a number of businesses out there that are losing customers, and they don't even know that they're actually losing. And there are a few who lose and they feel, okay, it's just one customer. What harm does it, cause? But they don't know that that one customer could become 5, 10, 20. The number keeps growing. Yeah. So those are not things we should be taking lightly, not for any case. So once again, you're most welcome, each and every one of you who's on the call today. Thank you for sparing the time. Thank you for joining us. And thank you for investing time in your growth, because I know and believe today you live with a thing or two that you didn't know, or that maybe you've improved. And on that note, allow me to tell you briefly about our speaker today. So our speaker is the Head of Customer Experience and Care at MultiChoice Uganda Limited, a role she has held since May 2026. She is a professional marketer and customer experience practitioner with 13 years of experience in customer experience strategy, marketing planning, campaign execution and management, and media planning. She has a proven track record in formulating customer experience strategies and building customer-centric organizations. She began her career in the finance department at the National Water and Sewerage Corporation. She then moved to the banking sector, joining Commercial Bank of Africa as an administrator in the CEO's office. Her passion for marketing pushed her for a career change into the role of marketing assistant, which she held for 2 years. During her time at CBA, she played a key role in streamlining processes during the merger with NCBA, which formed NCBA Bank. It was during this period that she was identified to lead and establish the customer experience department at the merged bank. She served as a customer experience manager for 2 years and later joined MultiChoice Uganda as a customer experience manager, and has most recently been appointed the Head of Customer Experience and Care. Beyond her corporate role, she's a tutor for the Chartered Institute of Marketing, UK, at Datamine, where she guides learners in marketing insights, integrated campaign planning, and most recently, AI marketing. She holds a master's degree in business administration from Makerere University, specializing in project management, and a postgraduate diploma in marketing from the Chartered Institute of Marketing in the UK. Her contributions to the customer experience space and her recognition as a Customer Excellence Champion of the Year by the Uganda Marketers Society in 2022. She is passionate about delivering exceptional, personalized experiences for customers and is well-grounded in marketing strategy and media planning. In her free time, she enjoys catching up with friends, listening to music, reading books, traveling, and participating in Rotary activities. She's a member of the Rotary Club of Uganda. So members on the call, join me, welcome our speaker today, Miss Leah Namuleme. Hi, Leah.
Hi, wow. Thank you so much. I am listening to that bio. I'm trying to get my video up and running.
We are so excited to have you. Thank you for accepting our invitation. Thank you for allowing to come and share knowledge with us.
I am so delighted to be here. Thank you for having me. And I know Asava for the longest time tried to pull me here early last month. But because of the World Cup and, DSTV being a MultiChoice being the provider of the World Cup, it was a lot to handle. So I humbly asked him that we have it this month, and I'm happy that we're here. So thank you for your time, and to the people here, I'm really happy to see you, and I hope that whatever I share will be something that will help us, learn, unlearn, relearn, because customer experience is not really a new, it's a new field, but many people think it's the usual. So I'm really happy to be here and happy to take on the mantle.
Okay, so as our topic is today, customer experience, why businesses lose customers without knowing, and I'll hand the floor over to you, Leah.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here, and allow me to share my screen. So while you were introducing me, and when I got this bio, because I'm a teacher, I thought it would be easy for me to go through this. However, I got to notice that my experience teaching is in a controlled environment. And here I am having to share with people, with the public. So that, of course, made me nervous. And also just to say that most recently, my godson, I have a godson, was voted the best. He won bronze, the first African to win bronze and at a public speaking competition in UK. So I was like, everyone was trying to ask me, how are you going to, meet up to that young man who is 18 years old? And please allow me not to be judged. I will not meet up because this guy has a talent and it's special. So,
no judgment.
Thank you. So I'll start my presentation. And I think the mom is here, Dr. Annette. Happy to see you.
Happy to see you and to join in. Thank you very much.
Okay. So I'll start. So allow me to, I hope my screen is visible. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay. Okay. So I usually have.
Maybe as we wait for our speaker to get back on the screen, it's okay. You can be sharing a few, maybe pointers here and there on what you would want to know when it comes to customer experience in the chat room as we wait for Leah. Leah, are you still on the call with us?
I think she dropped off. You need to call her and alert her. She might not even know that she's off.
Thank you, Dr. Annette. Let's reach out. Leah, are you back? Looks like okay, I see. I think Leah has joined.
Did I go off?
Yes, we're trying to reach you.
Oh, I don't know what happened because
So sorry about
my
that.
apology.
Are you back now?
Okay, I don't know at what point you lost me, but allow me to start.
Okay, you're back now. I think we lost you at the introduction.
Oh, sorry, my apologies. So
It's all right.
I'll start again. So when I was asked to speak into this topic, I thought to myself that I should title it CX Beyond Service. Why? Because many people think that CX is service. We confuse the two concepts, and yet they are different. So today we're going to look into how how we can reduce friction as we work with our different customers, how we can resolve complaints, and then converting your service recovery into business value. And I was talking and saying, that's me. I work with MultiChoice proudly. I've been a tutor since 2020. Those are 6 years of teaching. I am an MBA, but also I am a member of the CIM. So I'm happy to be here. I won't go any further from that. So today we are going to look at the topics. At least if you're to go back on, one of these topics should ring a bell or should speak. And one of them is CX versus customer experience. What is customer experience versus service? Then we're going to look at strategy and then how to handle complaints. We're going to look at measuring CX. Many people do not know how to measure this thing called CX. We're going to look at the simple a few metrics. There's so many, but we shall look at a few. And then I will share with you a 4-step rollout model that helps you roll out this in your business even tomorrow. And then we shall look at the key take homes. So that is what our journey is going to look like today, and I hope it will be a fruitful one. So I'm going to bring things that are a bit out of our comfort zones. So look at the first image, that is an MRI machine. I want to ask how many of us have been in this machine? If there's anyone, just raise your hand. Maybe just tell us, how has it been? Yes, someone raised their hand. What was it like when you're entering this machine?
I won't lie. I even asked the nurse if she was allowed to be in the room with me. And she said no, it wasn't allowed, that I had to be there alone. But honestly, it's not a good experience. First of all, the sound it makes, and then just being in that one position for a minimum of 1 hour.
Yeah,
it's not
so
good.
I'm glad that someone in this room has experienced that. Now, imagine a child in that machine. Imagine you have to get a child and they have probably a brain injury, but you have to get them to to stay stable in that machine. So a company called the General Electric Healthcare found that 80% of their child patients needed to be sedated, to be put in that machine, meaning you're going to have to put this kid to sleep for you to examine their brain. But then again, imagine a child who has this brain tumor and has to continuously go through this process week after week, and you're giving them sedation. So what happened? To respond to this, many of the doctors decided, you know what, let's get the nurses to be in the room with these kids, give, you know, some hugs, give them candy, tell them, you know what, you'll be fine. But remember, there's a long line waiting. So it meant that one patient is taking over 2 hours just to be scanned. So that became a problem that needed to be sorted. So these guys at General Electric Healthcare decided to redesign the MRI machine for children. They made it playful, they made it colorful, they made it a story that a child will, you know, will like get lost in. So they made it into pirate ships, spaceships, and then the people operating it were given all these technician roles to be the pirate ship head, the captain. So you're telling a story, but keeping the child stable. And they noticed that sedation rates dropped 1%, and the customer experience was at 90%. That is what we call customer experience. They did not redesign the machine in terms of its technical abilities. All they did was make it colorful. Same machine, but with themed spaces. They would put coconut scents so that as the child is in there, they're smelling all these nice things. Because you know how hospitals smell. They don't have that nice smell. So it is in that we see the customer experience coming to life. Customer experience is that new product that you have that is within your product. It could be a more cash. Imagine people were saving money on their phones, but no one was thinking about, they could borrow money on their phones. It could be that visit you've made to CJ's, Cafe Java's, and these guys see you shaking the ketchup, and the guy just walks up to you, shakes it for you, opens it, and pours, makes it easy for you to pour that ketchup. That is CX. It simply means that someone has walked the journey with you to make sure that you do not have any friction. So customer experience is about designing systems. It's not about solving complaints. So it means that you need to look within your customer's journey and allow them not to complain, because more complaints means you need more agents to resolve those complaints. You need more people to be nice. People are stressed. So how about designing systems that will solve that? So in that definition, we come to life with what's the difference between customer experience and service. So customer experience is that assistance you get before, during, and after transaction. Yeah, so that happens everywhere, and that is customer experience. Sorry, customer service. Now, customer experience is that emotional perception that a customer forms with you when they interact with you physically, when they go to your digital assets over a period of time. I don't know, someone needs to mute. Okay, so you're going to notice that customer service is reactive. I'm going to have to wait for the complaints and resolve them. People have to complain and we get a solution. Now, customer experience is about thinking about a problem, resolving it so that the customer is not coming to you. It's about, I go back to that Java story. It's about thinking about that this customer is going to shake that ketchup and probably pour it all over themselves. And having someone watch the tables to make sure that if anyone even lifts that ketchup to shake it once, there is someone coming to help them shake it and pour it into their food. Customer services department is a department. So it's one department smiling, caring, apologizing, but that shouldn't be the case. Everyone in the organization has to be aligned to making sure that the customer is happy. So customer experience is making sure everyone in the organization is happy, is serving the customer. It means finance, when they need to process a payment, they are running because a customer is waiting for their reversal. It means that marketing is designing artwork, knowing that there's a customer who shouldn't be, lied to. It means that the technology department is very willing and able to run and make sure that the customer is served. It shouldn't be only customer service. So I relate it to an orchestra that is those music things, whereby not if even one sound gets out of line, the whole symphony is spoiled. So it means everyone has to work in sync to deliver this thing called customer experience. Customer service solves problems. So you come with a problem, we solve it, and we're done. Tomorrow you come with the same problem, we solve it, you're done. Customer experience is about designing journeys. It means you're going to walk the journey of the customer from the customer's viewpoint. Many of us, as we think about the customer, we are placing ourselves in the line of the organization. But it means you stepping out of your organization and walking the journey. I hope you've all watched this series called the Undercover Boss. That guy gets out of his high horse. In most cases, these guys work like in Philadelphia and they have branches all over the country. And they go to a branch which is like in the south of the country where they don't know them. And they walk that journey. And this is when they notice, my people go through all this. So it's the same thing. If it is a mobile platform, you need to walk that journey and test it yourself. You'll notice that many people, we have, let's say you have a WhatsApp. Maybe WhatsApp is, but you're responding it after some time. So one time test you have let's say you have an agent who helps you manage that WhatsApp in your small business. But you've never even one day tried to test and see how quick does this person respond. So you should get out of your, being the boss, get an anonymous number and try to text her and order for that bed cover that you're selling and see how long it takes for a customer to be responded to, see that tone, see that the way she cross-sells. So all that you can only do if you design that journey. Customer service is short-term. I'm dealing with you by. Customer experience is long-term. There's a time I attended a meeting by BNI. I don't remember this lady, but someone came up and gave this lady a gift. I think they have a day when they appreciate customers. Appreciate each other. So someone spoke and said, the person I'm giving my gift of the month is, I've forgotten the lady, but this lady is a baker. She sells cakes. And It's amazing how she did this. Every time you order with her a cake, she writes down the person's name you've ordered for and the date. So the next time the birthday comes, a week two, she's in your inbox telling you, are you sending Leah a cake? I also have gift items, gift ideas. You can send her this, send her that, send her this. And this guy said, I have not struggled with, guys and birthdays and anniversaries, remembering those days. He said, I have not suffered remembering any day, because she's in my inbox on that day and saying, tomorrow is Madam's birthday. These are the ideas I have. We can send her perfume. And she's like, she has made my marriage very happy. That is long-term relationships. He is referring her to people. What are you doing in your business to make sure that you're maintaining the long-term relationships? It's about customer service. You're focusing on transactions. I get the transaction, I move. With experience, it is about building that relationship. It's about getting someone to advocate for you, to speak your name in rooms you're not in, to speak your business's names in rooms that you're not in. How do people measure customer service? By speed. Oh, they did it so fast. Very good, but you need to measure things like trust, emotion, lifetime value. When I talk about lifetime value, I'm meaning you need to know, if I keep this customer X for the next 10 years, how much money am I going to get from them? You anticipate that money, and when you feel, or when you see that money, when you calculate that money, you'll never lose that customer because you have seen it in the future. Many of us are looking today, but you need to look at your customer beyond today. So customer service brings our customers to neutral, like a state of, okay, we're good. Customer experience creates brand and advocates, creates people who are going to speak your business's names in rooms that you are not in. So we need to make sure that we are driving customer experience. So because CX takes place across different journeys, it is important that we identify the gaps that make it happen, that avoid it from happening, and create and those gaps create the revenue links. So if you do not close those gaps because you've not walked the journey, you're going to find that you have your revenue leaking. So it's very important that we move beyond customer service and move towards customer experience. So moving on, because of the gaps that we find, because you're not walking your journey, you're going to find that your business is losing customers. We call it in marketing the invisible churn. People are leaving slowly, one by you do not notice, but at the end of the day, by the time you wake up, you have just a handful. So it is said that 68% of customers who feel unappreciated or ignored will move. And they're not going to move because of price. They're going to move because they feel unappreciated. They feel ignored. So you're going to notice that most of your customers who will leave you are not going to come yelling. Actually, you should appreciate the ones who come yelling to you because they love you. 96% are going to move without yelling, without saying a word. They're going to just disappear and take their money elsewhere. So many of these customers do what we call a silent exit. So you need to make sure that you are not allowing them to exit without you knowing. So you have to continuously check your numbers, your customers, check on them, call them. Look at how many customers are complaining. Are you resolving those numbers? Are you measuring their satisfaction? So watch things like, or behaviors like, if you're in a small business, people asking, hi, what's the price? 100,000, and they stop there. And you also stop there. So that is a customer that would have been your customer, but because for you, you're interested more in price and you've stopped there. You can't, people have money. They just want a little, caressing and a little haggling, reduce the price by 10K, 5K, and get that sale. The first sale might even be a loss, but you're keeping the business going. I always tell my students that if you've gone downtown to those shops, there are people who, you enter a shop and the chick looks at you and you're like, that bag in the corner, and she'll tell you 100,000 even before you look at it or touch it. So at that moment, you're simply telling me, I don't have time for you to disorganize my shop, please go. But there will be someone another shop I'll go to who will disorganize the whole shop. And even after I have done that, I don't buy. But that person will remain on my mind. So the next time I want a shoe, I will go to that person because I know they are patient. I know they will care. I know they will walk to the next shop to get me what I want. So unhappy customers actually complain, but 25% walk away. So when you see your customers not coming back to buy, try to find out. I know some of us have those budukas at home. If you take long to go there, this lady in the market will call you and say, I've taken time without seeing you. What's up? Where are you? What's happening? That is you creating a long-time business. So we should be able to watch those signs where customers are abandoning our prices at pricing stage, where customers are dropping in visits. Someone who used to come every week is now coming once in a month. And we need to reach out proactively to them. Get a small book. If you don't have systems, get a small book and write down all your customers and make sure you're calling them on a regular basis. Otherwise, you lose them. So why do they leave? Customers leave for small, trivial issues. In the business world, that's slow up. I'm trying to get my money from the bank. The app is slow. The ATM never works. The long queues. It comes to even just opening your shop late. I come today at 7, your shop is not open. You don't have the products I need. And even when I tell you that these are the products I need, you never change. Messing up my orders. Today is a mistake. Tomorrow we can forgive. The next time it's a habit. So it's very important to look at those small frictions, and customers are giving you feedback. It may be 1, 2, don't say it's only one person complaining. That one person is representing 50 other people who are not complaining. In other areas, we have the post-sale indifference, and I use the taxi because Some of us, our businesses are like taxis. Before you enter Ngatona Yingira, you're the best person. They want to carry you. They even carry for you the luggage. After you've entered the taxi, you're given a name. Go up Galobindi, get out. Where is a sente? So some of us are like that. Once we want the sale, we're going to quote the customer. We're going to be in the customer's inboxes. We're going to be around them. We're going to buy for them coffee. We're going to do all the things that we want to do, we need to do. And once the person falls into your taxi, some of them even, it comes to relationships. Once a person falls into that taxi, all those stop happening. And customers notice these things. So let us stop treating our customers like taxis. Let us try to make sure that we are that cab that makes sure even after you leave, I am giving you, or even while you're in the taxi, I'm pampering you. I'm saying thank you for the business. I am cheering you on. So that is sometimes why customers leave. Customers leave because who remembers this famous cake by Britam Uganda Airlines? What I ordered versus what I received. The cake was crashing, literally. These guys wanted a cake that is flying off the Pearl of Africa, and the baker delivered a crash. Many of us are like that. I think you've seen all these memes online of what I've ordered versus what I've received. And when the customer says, this is not what I ordered, you're very harsh to tell them that's it. Have a return policy. If that's not what the person wants, let them return it back. Some of us are very busy to even say, transport is this, and then you're giving me things that, do not work for me. So it's very important that you make sure that what the customer orders for is what they receive. If they're not happy, I think we've seen businesses, CJs, the Glovo, they have a return policy if you're not happy. So try to make sure you're understanding what the customers want. It doesn't cost much to be a little bit, to spend a little bit on certain things like return, refunds, but also lack of appreciation. I've been your longest serving customer. I've been with you. I bought from you, but never once have you even said thank you. Not even a happy birthday. Not even how is your child? You don't even know my name. Business owners, I'm going to request that get a small book, write down your customers by name, by number, and every year send a message saying thank you for that business. Send a text. Invest in your customer because their investing time is 100 with you. And even when you increase the price, they will not feel so bad because they know you're investing in them. Send me a happy birthday. Send me a happy anniversary because I'm coming and telling you my story of how we got married. Tomorrow is my anniversary, but you can't even send one small message. So it's very important that we look at that. So do not wait for complaints. Audit the customer's behavior and look for those sudden drops, unanswered calls, and reach out to your customers. You can just maybe say, we've noticed that you've not ordered with us in a while. How can we help you? You've not used your account in a while. How can we help you? Did we drop the ball? Is there something that didn't work well? It could be that maybe the customer operator, the agent we had before, the shop attendant was rude. Now we've recruited someone new. So they will be nice. And I talk to them, I have trained them. We are now okay. So court your customers, be their friends, and create those lasting relationships. So, based off of that, we're going to then look at how then do we create experiences on a low budget. Personalize your touch points. How many of us have gone to those 4 or 5-star hotels and you enter the room and your name is on the screen saying, "Welcome, Leah, how may we help you?" Click to find the menu. Wow. A friend of mine was telling me they went to this place in Fort Portal called Tebeboa, and when they were having dinner, their names came on the screen in the dinner lounge, telling them, "Welcome, enjoy your dinner." How thoughtful is that? Why wouldn't I go back to spend my money in that place? This is one of the most expensive places, but they've personalized the experience. So call your customers by name. Make sure you know them individually, but also respond fast. That WhatsApp for business that you have, how long are you taking to respond? I put the Uganda driver's license system, that organization, because from where we came from to where we are now, these people are amazing. Like, you cannot not want to renew your driving license. I'm going to tell you, when that system was being handled by the old service provider, I spent 5 years without renewing my license until someone told me things have changed. So I was very quick to run and renew my license. Give your customers status updates. Tell them, "Hello, this is where your order is." I think Glovo does it. Your order is in the restaurant. It's now moving. It will reach in 5 minutes. Tell your customers, "We are closed. Tomorrow is National Cleaning Day. We are closing for business." So that the customer is not calling you. So you think about it before even they do it. Then ask for feedback. Many of us fear to get feedback. Ask for feedback. And there are very simple tools you can use to ask for feedback. You can use Google Forms. This is a message I took from Cafe Java's asking me how my experience was when I ordered. So don't be shy as a small business to ask for feedback. Let them tell you you're the worst. It hurts, it pains, but it will help you become better. Then genuinely thank your customers, even though it means writing a handwritten note to them, telling them, "I thank you. I appreciate you for the business." Put in the effort, the time to be as appreciative to your customers as possible. I could have spent my money elsewhere, but I chose to come to you. How else are you going to keep me as your customer? So it means that we need to make sure that you don't have to do so much to create a great experience. You don't have to break budgets. You don't have to have a big budget. It's those small, tiny things that require you daily making an effort, making sure that every day you're removing a friction that your customer is going through, empowering your frontline teams, making sure that they have the knowledge, they know. They're not saying, "I don't know." They're saying, "Let me get back to you." It's making sure that your social media channel works and it is fast, it's responsive, it's human, it's not robotic. And you're responding to me in under a certain period of time. So now that we have the slow budget and everything, another way to handle is when our customers complain, we can use, because you're going to get those complaints, but now a low budget method of helping our customer is what we call the HEART framework. It's things that we know, but many of us don't know that we know them. So first, hear the customer. Allow them to vent. Let them vent. Let them take whatever time. Don't interrupt them. And while they're talking, take notes. Just take notes and remove emotions from the whole picture. I always tell my agents, because of course people will call you and in MultiChoice, TV, this, but I always tell them it's not personal. It's not personal. Listen to the agent, to the customer, support them, and let it be. Don't, like, you can't be angry over the first customer who called you in the morning. So hear them out. Secondly, empathize. Show that you understand that they're upset, even when you're not in the wrong. I understand and I feel your pain. Try to put yourselves in their shoes. Because, number one, they didn't get that TV they paid for. So imagine it was you. It may look something small, but at the end of the day, it is what they're feeling. Recently, I got a customer and she was telling me, she called me very early in the morning. She was telling me, my TV is not on. And at that point, I had to understand, because it's small, but she told me, Leah, I'm an old woman. I am retired. TV is my only source of joy. Now, imagine not seeing the news, not watching my morning car program of Tula to, I don't know. I have to watch this. It's what keeps me going, because the kids are away, the children are not coming anymore, and I have nowhere to go. So when you understand what the customer goes through, you will stop taking things for granted. Then apologize. They are not happy, apologize. Make sure you're apologizing, be authentic. Don't be defensive. Even though it's your team member who did it, the agent did it, or the person at the shop did it. Don't say, your man, you can't trash your what are they called? Your agent in front of the customer. Take ownership, apologize, and then make sure we tell them we fell short, but I'm taking full responsibility of this. After that, resolve. Give them clear resolution, give them timelines, and make sure that the resolution you've given them works. Sometimes you just need to work with the customer to get a solution. The solution may be them. You don't have to repay sometimes, but it's them telling you telling them, okay, now if you do this and I do this, how do we resolve this? And they'll say, okay, let me just pay extra money so that you get it delivered. So learn to negotiate with a customer to have these things resolved. You don't immediately have to say, let me pay or let's refund. Resolve, but make sure you have come to a solution with the customer, however difficult. Then thank the customer. Appreciate, like I said, the ones who don't complain don't love you. So the ones who complain, appreciate them. They've brought that issue, someone else is keeping quiet about. In Luganda, we have a saying, so don't hate that customer because they're always complaining. She's coming here. Thank them because they're telling you what some other person is keeping quiet about and leaving your business. So, and make sure after that, you are checking in on them and making sure their issue is resolved. So that's why you remove your car book and make sure that that customer is turned into a moment of trust, is turned into a long-term customer. Let me tell you, that lady that I handled, she can say, get that, but you're my people, because there's someone always willing to listen and you're always, there for her. So this is a framework you can use to make sure that your complaining customers hear you and understand you. So with all that, how then do we measure CX? So I'm going to give you a few metrics. Number one is Net Promoter Score. They may seem like words that are beyond like you don't understand them, but Net Promoter Score is simply asking your customer, would you recommend me to your friend? So you have 10 people You just send them a message. Would you recommend me to your peer, to your friend, to your family? Now, the ones who say yes versus the ones who say no is your net promoter score times 100. So, like I said, allow to get feedback. Ask your customer, would you recommend me? When they say, then you know there's something you're not doing. And make it as anonymous as possible. I remember there's a place I went to it's a spa, a famous spa in Kampala. So after you've gotten all these massages, whatever, steam bath, the lady is bringing to you a feedback form. And she stands there and waits for the feedback form. So my friend said, how do I give this person a 0? Because I didn't like the service, but she was there looking. So she had put a 0 and then rubbed it and put a better score, a 5, because the person was intimidating. So make it as unintimidating as possible so that people give you the right feedback. Otherwise, you're going to, in Uganda, you know, people will say, hey, it's okay, but they'll never give you feedback. In other countries, it's different. People will say, I'm not happy, and that's it. Then customer satisfaction. So whenever you deliver a service, whenever you deliver, let's say someone has ordered for a bag, send a small question of how happy were you? Immediately. So it's work, but these small things give you the feedback that you need. So CSAT, we call it CSAT, is your positive feedback over the total number of people who have rated you. And make it as big as possible, because if you're serving 100 people, you can't only rate 2 people. Get the service from a bigger number of people. You don't have to get it from all the people, but a bigger number of people. Then effort score. It measures how hard someone has worked to get your business, to get your service. How hard am I texting you for you to deliver that bag? How hard am I using your app for me to get a service? How hard am I calling your phones without you calling? So you need to measure that. And then what we call first contact resolution. Did I fix your issue at the first try? Because remember, we say these people trickle, pola. Those many frictions that happen, let them get moving. So you need to make sure on first contact, the customer's issue is resolved, and resolve it end to end. Don't say I've pushed it to Leah. Leah will, if you have it, go to Leah, go to everyone until the end, and the last person should be the customer who you're calling back to say, I have resolved your issue. We are good. It may take days, it may take 1 day, it may take seconds, but you need to create a feedback loop that makes sure that complaint has an answer to it. So how are we going to roll out CX in our small businesses? Number 1, map the journey. This seems very sophisticated, but it means walk your customer's journey. Walk, coming to the bar to buy a bag. What are they going through? They are texting, walk it. You're going to find small friction, you're going to find small nuances that you need to remove. Then equip your team. Train them on that HAT model of handling complaints. Make sure you're continuously training them, have meetings with them, give them feedback, and allow them to make some small financial decisions. Don't say, okay, let me first call the boss. Let me come back to you. Allow them a limit, of course, which you monitor, but also measure. What you do not measure cannot be monitored. And I repeat that, what you do not measure cannot be monitored. Make sure you are measuring your customers' satisfaction. Then lastly, close the loop. Any negative score of feedback should generate an alert to the manager. Any negative feedback, you as the head of a business should be able to call this customer. make it something that is non-negotiable. Because remember, you're measuring. So if customers are giving you feedback and you're not responding, they'll stop. So make sure that when you get bad feedback, of course, the good ones are good, be happy. Yeah, thank them. But these ones should be on your radar, never for you to be, to let go. So make it a point, make it non-negotiable. For any negative feedback, call the customer, not to intimidate them, because sometimes you're like, why are you saying these things? But to get the right solution for them, but also to get that feedback that helps you grow. So as I close, I could speak about customer experience the whole day, but as I close, I had to put CJs because for me, they are the epitome of customer experience in this Uganda. I want to know who trains them because that person is doing the best job ever. Customers judge the entire team, not one individual department. So don't say this person, don't look at only one person delivering the service. Each one of you has to make sure you're working towards providing the customer with an experience. Even you as a boss, don't be there in your high horse when customers come, you're not smiling, you're just moving around showing you're the boss. You need to make sure that you are part of this journey because they say the fish rots from the head. Monitor silent exits. So there are those customers who are leaving you without complaining. Monitor it. That notebook, have it, write it down. Who is leaving? Who is not buying from me this week? Get them back on board. Then offer attention over budget. So make sure that you're giving some to your customers. You're giving some, some goodies to your customers, but also make sure when you give them attention, you're not going to spend. Then the first mover advantage. The world is changing very fast. Big will not beat small anymore. It will be the fast beating that slow. So don't be slow at anything because this world, that's why the Nokias of this world had to fall off. The VCRs of this world had to fall off. I know there are many companies in this Uganda that have fallen off just because they didn't listen to the customer, just because they were not moving fast enough. And lastly, feedback. Allow your customers to give you feedback. Use the HEART model and consistently measure your satisfaction. It could be with a small Google form. Go to Google, ask for forms, and put in 2 questions, 2, 3 questions, and make it, and ask that feedback for the customers. So lastly, thank you. So when you move beyond service, you stop spending money apologizing for your business and start investing in experiences that grow it. Thank you for joining this CX webinar. Today we were exploring CX beyond service. Thank you very much. That is how we shall connect. In case you need me on LinkedIn, email, I'm available. Also at my address in Kololo, I'm available at the MultiChoice offices. Thank you. Have a good one. I'll be taking questions in case they're there.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Leah. That was quite amazing. I didn't even know on our end, we've actually been practicing the HEART model. So thank you so much. I'll make sure that the team takes it at heart. So thank you so much for accepting our invitation once again. And Like I said to everyone who's on the call earlier today, I hope you've been taking notes. Personally, I've been taking notes, and I love each and everything that I'm taking away from this episode. And I would like to open the floor. I don't know if we have any questions by a show of hands. For those of you who are not comfortable speaking, the chat room is open. And maybe before I open to the rest of you, I can get a chance to ask 2 questions on my side, and then we can dive into the rest. So if you have any question, kindly put your hand up, or you can type it in the chat room as I ask my questions, and then we'll get to you. So my first question would be about where you talked about the silent churn. So especially for the small businesses and the small business owners, how can they notice this churn, or how can they be able to curb this, challenge before it becomes, something permanent? Are there any indicators that, we can look out for before we actually start losing customers? Because I could lose one and I'm like, it's just one. But at the end of the day, I don't know how many others are leaving because of the reason that this one is actually leaving.
Okay, should I wait for both questions when I answer, or you want me to answer?
Okay, let me ask the second one as well. How do I turn my satisfied customers into loyal ambassadors? Well, this one I'm mainly now asking for other people who may be on the call, because personally, I love what we've done with our brand, iWeBe. I don't know if there are people on the call who have heard about this brand or have experienced it. And this is one of the things that we pride ourselves in. Customers have become our ambassadors. They get to speak on our behalf in rooms where we are not, and then we just get to hear testimonies and people asking, what are you doing for your mothers? Because every time I'm seeing iWeBe, every time I'm hearing iWeBe, and to me, it really, really gives me joy. So for the people on the call today, what's that advice you would share with them to help turn their satisfied customers into loyal ambassadors?
Okay, so thank you for those questions. So your first question was about silent churn. How do you notice it? So silent churn is, number one, you notice it through measuring, but also paying attention to detail. Like I said, it's very important to take note of your, and I use a book because it's the simplest tool we can use. It could be I could have mentioned that let's use a CRM, but some businesses don't have the laxity to use that. So it means that you're going to have to, number one, pay attention to detail. Who came in at the first, and the easiest of measuring churn is how many customers did I have at the beginning of the year? At the end of the year, let's say at the end of 2025, how many customers did I have? Probably I had 100 customers. You need to know them by name. You need to know them by numbers. Now, 2026, December, how many of those are still with me? But then you do not have to wait for the whole year to notice that. You can break it down into monthly. You can have how can I say, a list of customers you're going to quote to talk to every month. Every month I should talk to maybe 20 customers. Check in on them, make sure they're happy, make sure they are transacting with you. But also it's about those people that are ordering and not, they come into your inbox, but never get to the end of, then you can't close that, It's about people who are repeatedly coming. Every month I used to see Mr. Mukasa. Now Mr. Mukasa is not coming anymore. So it's about paying attention to detail. That's the only way I can say it. Taking note of your customers and making sure that they you know who they are, and you're making sure that they don't leave. So small thing, get a book, write down your customers. If you have a computer system, make sure you fill in that so that they are not leaving. Then how do I turn my satisfied customers into loyal ambassadors? You have to wow me. You have to quote me. You have to be exceptional for me to become loyal. Number one, it is in those small appreciations that you send me that message of thank you for keeping me in business. It's that anniversary you remembered. It is that hamper you give me. Of course, not everyone. You have your top 5, top 10. It's that small hamper you give me. It could be a cookie and 2 wood sodas. It could be that Capital Shoppers hamper. It's those small things that are going to make me speak your name in the room that you're not in. It's that handwritten note. It doesn't have, it's that card you've printed on Nassau Road for 200 shillings that you've said, you know what? Thank you. That is how you're going to keep me loyal to you. It's you checking up on me. So many people want people to be loyal without investing in them. So try as much as possible to invest in your customer, a little bit, because those are the people who give you back, who give back to you. But of course, you need to choose who you invest in, not everyone. Choose your top 20 customers and say, these ones, Sibaleka, lifetime value. When I see them every year, I'm going to get like 20 million from them. Why aren't you giving them a hump of 100K? Why? So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Leah. Thank you. That really, puts it for me. So I hope whoever had the same question as mine has got an answer. And from your answer, I get to see why our customers have become loyal ambassadors. Because for us, like you mentioned earlier, when it comes to customers, it shouldn't just be about the product or the service, but the details. Do we get to notice? Do we hear them? Do we listen to what they have to say? Because in most cases, I'm having parents asking, I'm switching from this size to this size. How best do I know? I'm a first-time mother and I'm walking this journey with them, and they're like, oh my God, I don't know. But you get like the way they talk to you, how they experience the brand. It's more than just the product. So that's a good one for me. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I see we have a hand up. Dr. Annette, you can ask your question.
Thank you very much for sharing your knowledge, Leah, with us. I'm very happy, given that you're my product from my marketing class. Yeah, and I'm very happy that you're going beyond service, beyond customer service. There are about 2 things that made me happy that you talked about. One is you talked about knowing your customer, and you said that you cannot serve, or you cannot go beyond service unless if you know your customers very well. Now, in my case, I have moved beyond just customer service, as customer experience, to investing more in customer knowledge. And what I want to say is that all this we are talking about is not possible without customer knowledge. That means we must build systems that capture, that store or preserve customer knowledge, that process customer knowledge to provide, they process customer knowledge in order to give you insights that you can use in making decisions when it comes to customer experience, how you would best serve your customer. Now, this is where we talk about data analytics. So you build a system, and here we are talking about that is the second thing. You talked about the computer. You must have a computer system. Okay, we are not just a computer system, but a digital and intelligent system. So the systems we are building, the data systems, the knowledge systems, the customer relationship management systems must be digital, automatic, intelligent. They must be able to anticipate, okay, and tell what the customer would best love from the organization. So those two things made me very happy, and that's where we are going, because now we must integrate in, technology in customer experience management. We must integrate, technology. And you cannot talk about technology without talking about the knowledge itself, because technology is just an enabler to enable us to perform, efficiently. So those things made me happy, and I thought that I need to talk about them and elaborate on them and probably emphasize them for all of us here. Thank you very much. And I just wish that you continue doing this. Do it more and more. You become better when you share your knowledge. So that's when you can become better. Ours is an intellectual business. So thank you very much. I'm happy to be part of this team. I have signed up with your WhatsApp group. Hope you're going to allow me to join.
We'll definitely allow you. Thank you so much, Dr. Annette. Thank you so much, Leah. Maybe we'll just take the last question in the interest of time in the chat room. Susan Piffany says, thank you, Leah, for the great presentation. What's the best way to handle prospects to make them convert to buying customers?
So thank you for that. So when you have a prospect, many of us, when we get a prospect, we leave it at that because the customer is not showing any interest. So number one is make sure you are quoting your customer. So you need to make sure that you don't give up. And I remember this is one of the things that the last presenter talked about, Lemela Paul. Don't give up because a person has ignored you once, you give up. Lemela Paul. Number two, leave your contacts behind. So you have a prospect, but you have not left them with a contact. So as you get these prospects, make sure that you're leaving your contacts behind. Make sure that you are telling them I'm available. Even at day X, I'll be available. Number three, this is one thing I always do. Know their soft spot. So something to do with what Dr. Annette has mentioned is know your customer. So in banking, we had this thing we did. We knew where these people hang out. So if it meant me going to play golf, I will go sign up and get a golf bag, golf stick, and walk around that golf course just to make sure that I befriend you and you become my customer. So know where they are and go for them exactly where they are. If your customer is always at Serena, dress up with your 10K. I don't know if there's any, buy a soda at Serena and be there. So try to make sure that, especially for prospects that you know are valuable, try to make sure that you are understanding them, understanding their behaviors, their lifestyle. Know everything about them so that then you're able to convert them. I could put it at that, but lemelako, that is what I could say. Lemelako.
Thank you so much, Leah. Susan, I hope you've been answered. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. In the interest of time, you would allow me close. I cannot thank you enough, Leah. Thank you so much. You've shared the details. I don't know if people have been able to get them. We share them in our WhatsApp group. For those of you who are still on the call, kindly, the link is in the chat room. You can join. What happens on in that group? We share updates. We share recaps of the previous, sessions. Now, like we've had this one, we'll share a recap. We have a YouTube channel. We'll upload the video on YouTube. So, guys, kindly subscribe, follow us everywhere. We have active social media platforms, and of course, we also need the visibility. So, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. So thank you so much, Leah. Thank you for your time. Once again, thank you for accepting our invitation. And we hope to have you again and again and again.
Anytime. And maybe just to note, maybe before we close, I would like to recommend Dr. Annette. So on one of your series, please make sure she comes. She's a wealth of knowledge. So
thank you
I'll recommend her for, she will tell you what topics, but I would recommend.
Okay, thank you so much. I will be in touch with you so you can share her details so that we can reach out to her and put her in our schedule because we are running up to December, then of course into the next year. So thank you so much, everyone. Allow me to leave you to go and enjoy your Friday evening. Enjoy cleaning tomorrow for those of you who show up. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. I see many thanks coming in the chat room from Agnes. She says, well done, Leah. Trevor says, many thanks, Miss Leah. Thank you so much. So this has been very, very insightful. It has been an amazing presentation, especially for me. And I believe everyone else has been able to pick something because for many of us, the sectors we are dealing in without customer experience would honestly be wasting time. Some of us deal with mothers. They're very emotional and you have to meet them where they are. You need to be very patient, very empathetic. You need to be very attentive because they'll tell you so much that's happening and you just have to be there for them. So thank you so much. Honestly, it's been very, very amazing.
Thank you.
Allow me, let you enjoy the rest of your evening.